as my streams go on anymore, there is a gradual, like, audio desync, but I have no idea at what point it emerges, what's causing it, or how best to deal with it. So just let me know if there's any further issues. We're going to crack open... It's fixed. Okay, I really wish we could find a permanent solution to that. Because it's driving me up the wall. I was going back to upload Dark Souls 2 VODs, and noticed that, like, halfway through the stream, or near the back third of most of those long streams, we start getting audio desync. I have no idea if there's a tool we can use to, like, resync on the fly or anything like that, but I would love that. We will take the prayer bead, thank you, sir. We'll grab that one. Oh, wait. We can buy a skill now. Specifically, we can buy, Shinobi Eyes is going to be more useful. Then we'll come back for Suppressed Sound. Welcome to the Abandoned Dungeon proper. This is the dungeon itself. There's a bunch of these vermin, like little crickets around. Or locusts, maybe. One or the other. There's also these, like, poor old souls that are just barely with it. And that's because they're the unfortunate victims of experimentation. Some of Genichiro's experiments to recreate the immortality bestowed by the dragon's blood. Again, Ashina's go-to anytime they have problems is some kind of horrific crime against humanity. So we have a pacifying agent, powdered medicine for calming nerves, though used by those who deal in unspeakable deeds. Reduces terror buildup and increases terror resistance for a time. Gravekeepers, executioners, the memorial mob. All who keep death close keep this powder closer, adhering to a simple rule. If seized with fear, cover your rear. Oh my god, I was thinking that's just a stupid line, but no, that's actually relevant to something we're going to see later in the game. Never mind, that's good advice. Yeah, so all sorts of awful things happening in and around Ashina. Note left by a dead and rotting man in the abandoned dungeon. Supposedly the fragrant stone is enshrined in a village in the Ashina depths, but how to interpret throw oneself? This is as far as that old Okami tome could take me, but did they truly reach the Fountainhead Palace? I'd like to know, but it seems I never will. Kotaro, forgive me. We'll find Kotaro a bit later on, I think. The crickets do attack you. They don't deal hardly any damage worth speaking of, but they're there. Notice some of these guys are hostile, others are not. This is just not a great place to be. Let's wait for them to wake back up so we can finish the job. You have to perform 2 death blows on them. Not too bad, but something that might catch you unawares early on. Jesus, the neighbor's dog is just going ballistic this afternoon. It's not been this bad in ages. Well, one of the dogs, I'm not sure which. Okay, so if we just come right up here, as I said, the abandoned dungeon's a very, very small area. We're almost out already. These guys have grab attacks, I want to say, and, like, nothing else. Good. Good, good. Oh, no, it's a grab attack that isn't telegraphed. That's bad. Get off of us. So that attack, that is literally all they can do. Nothing else. And I don't know that we find these guys anywhere else. They could just be in this little courtyard. Now we kind of want to do Senpo Temple because they give us something, or at the end of that dungeon we find something that is going to be one of my go-tos for the rest of the game. A round red lump, consumed to gain red eyes and reduce flinching from enemy attacks, but also prohibit the use of resurrection. A red mass is the lingering trace of one who is unable to achieve their desires. Slightly warm to the touch, it pulsates softly. Kind of like a beast blood pellet in Bloodborne, I guess? So out here we can find this blood-covered surgeon who's responsible for most of these atrocities. But we're going to work with him and his master because they do have a quest line that will give us rewards. And, you know, we're good people, ostensibly. Yeah, Dr. Dojun. Surgeon's bloody letter. That bodes well. A worn and blood-stained letter from Dosaku, the surgeon in the abandoned dungeon. Required, one tough man, preferably a strong samurai, or a young, large soldier such as a member of the Taro troop, must be delivered unharmed. So we'll have to, like, guide someone to these people. Which, again, just for the rewards, we kind of have to do, unfortunately. Oil, vermin. I mean, those things can do decent damage if they all, like, gang up on you, but nothing we really have to worry about at this point. Hey, check it, though. It's yet another Sculptor's Idol. At least, I will say, from, like, Dark Souls 3 on, FromSoft has been pretty generous with their checkpoints. Just as generous with challenge, but at least they give us little conveniences like this. Oh, we're in the water now. Right, so scrap iron, which we'll take. If we just swim through here, we should be able to access a route to Senpo Temple pretty easily. It's guarded by a couple soldiers, but I don't think there are any soldiers at, Hey, Eclipsite, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. It's our first time seeing you here as well, I think. So, it says, Dark Souls 3 had points where bonfires were in sight line with each other. Yes, it did. Like, I want to say the Dragon Slayer armor and Grand Archives bonfires, which I thought that was kind of weird. But I would argue more checkpoints and fast travel locations in games like this isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's a great thing for convenience. Dark Souls 3 may have gone a little overboard, but Sekiro does a pretty good job, I find. Akko's sugar. More calming medicine. More gunpowder. And a little tiny bit of money. Okay. We'll take all of that. That's good stuff. Now from here, I think we're intended to go further on along the river. Clipsite says, yep, those are the ones I was thinking of. I think it was just because all bosses spawned a bonfire, and that one just happened to be next to an area bonfire. Yeah, I'm fairly certain. It was weird, though. There we go. Nice and easy. Now, apparently, I don't know because I've not done it yet myself, but by going to Senpo Temple before fighting the Ashina Castle boss, we're able to access an NPC and, like, some basic stuff. Clipsite says, also, yeah, watch your Dark Souls series on YouTube and used to watch Overanalyzing Creepypasta, but never managed to actually catch a stream till now. Well, thank you so much for dropping by. Great to see you, and thank you for partaking of our older stuff as well. Really appreciate you, man, and for the follow. Can't tell you how much it means. We're building a really great little community here on Twitch. Now, if we summon that elevator, we'll be able to go straight up to Senpo Temple. Oh, get ready for this, y'all. I mean, this has been a very, very visually appealing game in its, like, design and presentation so far, but the temple just blows everything else in the game out of the water. It's not gonna be crows this time. It's the Buddha, or a Buddha, rather. The one depicted in this prayer scroll. So, the inhabitants of Simpo Temple have been overwhelmed by a heresy from outside, and have devoted themselves, much like the military of Ashina, to a pursuit of immortality. Except, unlike in the case of Ashina, a lot of these people have actually achieved it through a very different means. Okay, thank you very much. Clipside says, I never actually finished Dark Souls 3. I was doing a blind run where I didn't level my HP stat at all around some of the in-game bosses were just grinds with their double, triple health bars. Yeah, no. So, something I noticed during my playthrough, which will be uploaded to YouTube before long and is available as a VOD here, if you're inclined to check it out, is, like, in Dark Souls 1 and 2, as long as you had a respectable amount of health or vitality, like, you know, maybe 15 to 20 points, somewhere in there. Oh. Thank you very much. You were good. Your health was fine. As long as you had solid armor. Your armor is what really mattered. In Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3, you actually do need to invest pretty heavily into health if you're not going for, like, a ranged build, because regardless of your armor, it's really gonna matter. Because some bosses are tanky, and a lot of them deal really significant damage. So, yeah, welcome to Mount Congo and the Simpo Temple, the most breathtaking locale outside of Sekiro's endgame. Seriously, just look at this place. Whew. And it also serves as something of a breather level. It's nowhere near as difficult as some of what's about to come. And most of our enemies here will be animals and corrupted monks. The monks tend to be fairly manageable, honestly. A lot of them fight with martial arts, or, like, ringed staves, I should say. But they don't have phenomenal posture. As you can see, they're not quite normal looking. Close, but I mean, like, they're extremely emaciated. And some of them are in far worse shape. And they're chanting some kind of sutra to themselves. I think some of them continue to do so even in combat. It's a pretty cool little effect. Could be wrong about that. The Clipside says Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne were so fast-paced that dying to a breath of wind was an exercise in frustration. Yes, they were. Bloodborne especially. I appreciate that to some people Bloodborne is the easiest experience in the series, and to a lot of them, I could definitely understand that it's that it's probably the most accessible of the entire series, right? But in my opinion, Bloodborne was the hardest, far and away, due to the ridiculous amount of damage that enemies dealt, and we didn't know this. We did not know this. Me and my buddy MC, who's over on mod duty right now, and I think Seth and Exit, two of my other mods who are also present, or Seth's present at the least, learned that in Bloodborne alone, your defenses, like your defense stats, along with the amount of health blood vials recover, is directly tied to your health stat. No other game in the series works quite like that. But we learned at like the 11th hour, and MC says blame the Dark Souls 2 is too easy community. Yeah, definitely. Or just the Dark Souls 2 isn't Dark Souls 1 community. We've got a Bakemono, take care of him, no big deal. And we can extend this kite that we can use for something much later on. And I do mean much later on, but we can just, put it up there. Just important to know that we can extend it like that. Now, we want to work our way back up, right? Using the branch, there we go. And get ready somewhere around here, I think, to meet a special NPC. Or maybe the NPC only spawns later in the game, like once we rescue Kuro. Maybe, yeah. So what we want to do Get a good vantage point, because there's a ton of monks wandering around the woods in a procession. None of them is that dangerous individually, but there are, like, a lot of them. They have a really cool combat style, as you'd imagine. Kind of want to snake our way around. Definitely take out the ones with the staves first. There's a procession going upwards. Don't need to worry about them. What do we think of this area visually? Absolutely stunning, right? Like, so distinct from the rest of the game. Oh, they give good experience, too. Really good experience. Oh, hello. Let's get ready to do it. Yeah, see, not much health or anything at all, but they can buff themselves with sugars just like we can. Oh, damn. We've got sequences of thrusts. Luckily, we've got Mikiri counters. That's the way. That one's got an attack buff. This one's got probably a defense buff. And yeah, it sounds like they're still chanting, albeit more raggedly. Okay, come on. Looks like he was going for another buff. There we go. That's the way. MC says this area screams meeting the Buddha or a demonic variant. Not exactly. I promise you, you are not going to anticipate what the boss of this area is. I certainly didn't. But it's one of the reasons why I love Simpo Temple so much. Eclipsite says, I didn't find Dark Souls 2 particularly easy. I don't know. I didn't like it as much at first, but I did like it. The PC version, which I got much later, gave me new appreciation for it. When I started, I felt like some of the movement was a bit floaty. That's the word I'd use, I guess. Hits didn't feel like they had any weight, you or the enemies, but I find it the easiest to replay now because of the insane amount of builds and how early the paths branch off. Absolutely. Yes, no. So combat is a little bit more deliberate in Dark Souls 2, but that's only, I think, if you play 3 or Bloodborne close by. It's about as cumbersome as it was in Dark Souls 1. There's not much difference that I found. Some movesets are actually a bit more fluid. But yeah, the insane amount of builds that are made perfectly viable by the range of buffs and special weapon enhancements and things like that made available to you is absolutely a game changer. And they kind of make the game for me, because in Dark Souls 1, I feel like most players, new players especially, are extremely heavily incentivized to pick like a big tanky two-hander greatsword build. Clipside says, yeah, the pace is the same as in Dark Souls 1, but it feels weirdly different. I think it could be because, might even be something to do with, like, the recovery animations or something, I think. And MC says, yeah, nice vista. It is. It's a gorgeous area. And as somebody who absolutely loved watching, like, old, Hong Kong, martial arts action movies as a kid, and still does, I adore this area. Okay, here we go again. Again, they're strong, but they don't have the world's greatest posture. There it is. Ooh, Jesus. Okay, yeah, so this area is a little bit harder if you don't beat the Ashina Castle boss first. Or I'm just really rusty, or both. That's more like it. There we go, there we go. Oh, he is just blind as a bat, isn't he? Or didn't care about his brother at all. Okay. Well, down they go. We'll take some more sugar, thank you. Take that gladly. We're not super far from, the next bonfire, I want to say. Oh, thanks for the video, NC. Clipside says, coming back to a Souls game rusty is such an interesting experience. Basic mooks are rubbing their hands together like vengeance at last. Yeah, they usually are. And MC says we were talking about the idea that Dark Souls 2 combat was very similar to Dark Souls 1, but the large areas makes the flaws in that combat more blatant. Yeah. In regular encounters, anyway, I still contend that, like, boss battles in Dark Souls 2 are absolutely where it's at, for the most part. Spirit emblems, thank you. Treasure along the side of the monastery. Ooh, quite literal treasure. And a bunch of stuff over here. Antidote, money, antidote. Okay. That will all be fairly useful in the future. Now we want to pull ourselves up through this gap in the floor to enter the monastery, or this hall anyway. And notice the vermin are back. Or rather, this is where they all came from. As I said, the monks of Senpo Temple have attempted a rather unique way of earning immortality. Got some gorgeous statuary here. Oh. Might as well kill all of these little critters, because, while not a lot, they do give us some experience. Now, despite being such a gorgeous area, Senpo Temple is surprisingly light on the boss battles. I want to say it only features, like, 3 total, which for this game is a depressingly small number. I forgot we have a crowd control move, like, built right into our skill set. Alright, just me and you now, sir. Oh, and that deflection, like, nullified his buff, I think. Clipside says, boss battles in DS2 were fun. I only got my revenge on Fume Knight this year in another no HP leveling run. In my first playthrough on PS3, I needed a summon to deal with him after like 3 days, no longer. Well, congratulations, man. Fume Knight is one of the hardest fights in the game, and it also happens to be my favorite boss fight in the game. One of my favorites in the entire series, as it happens. We managed, MC, we got him on was that our first or second try after he gave me hell during my initial playthrough years ago. So I feel ya. I'm right there with you. Let's get him. Okay, good. We've angered him. That's what we want to see. Tire himself out. MC says, I think second try. Yeah, me too. Still, for Fume Knight, that was much sooner than I was expecting us to take him down. Let's just pick up the little treasures around here. And this is one of the abbots, one of the leaders of the monastery. Gourd Seed. Excellent. He is immortal, by the way. He's attained immortality by offering himself up to be a vessel, a hive, for these, like, wretched, impure insects of, well, effectively, eternity. And since he's immortal, we cannot kill him. We can take him out of commission, but, we can't kill him. Oh, we got a lump of fat wax. Hold on. We actually want to check that out. It's an upgrade material. These lumps of fatty wax form inside the body in rare circumstances. Can be used for intermediate and higher occultic upgrades for prosthetic tools. Considered omens of disease, they're known to grow larger as the disease worsens. Clip says, I only remember Sin being an insane frustration, but that was only because it felt like he was Calamite who would just never land. But I haven't seen any playthroughs where he was in the air as much as during my first run. Dude was allergic to dirt. Yeah, I think if you don't stay right up on him at all times, he will be in the air more often than not. And even then, it's not a definite deal. In our fight against him, I want to say he took to the sky, well, hardly at all. But that wasn't my experience during my first playthrough, I can tell you that. He did spend a lot of time in the air. And it's the Pilgrim again, giving us another hint as to how best to access a certain ending. We have to find the fruits of the serpent. Yeah, notice the snake skin hanging from the trees? Notice all of the pinwheels laid here in remembrance of the souls of the dead. So she wants rice. We'll need to find her some rice. Rice from the divine child. Not talking about Kuro, actually. But we'll need to find some rice and get her. Eclipse says maybe they patched him, because it was... No, I've seen it happen to other people, too. Like, your experience is not that unusual. I have seen it happen in blind playthroughs. An insanely long fight, just because he would land for 3 seconds, then go, see ya, sucker, and fart in the air for another... about in the air for another 2 minutes. Rinse, repeat. Oh, that's the worst. Though, no fight in the entire series is as big of a slog as Dark Eater Midear. Cheese, strategy, or otherwise. It's just way too long. And way too simple for what it is. Okay. You see those guys, or that guy in the cloak with the straw hat? He's one of the enemies that I absolutely hate. This is the enemy type that always gives me hell when I come to Senpo Temple. They fight with glaives, like dual-headed glaives, and they are insanely good at what they do. What we need to do is, like, clip them with a shuriken just as they take to the air. Easier said than done. There's not many of them, but God, they're the worst. Ooh, yeah, there we go. Oh, one of them's glitched. Good. Meaning we can't, use the revive to, catch them off guard. There we go. The problem is that we aggroed both of them at once, somehow. No. Oh, we gotta cheese it. Just get out of here. Just leave. Goodbye, bandit. Don't even know why the bandits are here, but goodbye. god, they just... I don't know if they're coded to work together as one unit or not, because it seems like the one just silently calls the other to its position. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I was about to say, can we hide in here? No dice. I want to say there's only like 5 of them in the entire game, and they're all right here. They've also got, as I'm sure you've noticed, insane defenses. Now there is a skill, the skill that we can get that makes this much easier is like, I think it might be a shinobi technique or some such, that allows us to perform an automatic death blow on any enemy who is in midair. So like if we were to leap at them during attacks like that, and just press R1, we could kill them in a single go. Oh wait, here comes the other one, just steaming on in. Notice the other enemies aren't that conscious of, like, the situation. It does look like these two are coded to fight together. And always dodge my friggin' firecrackers. There we are. All that for the privilege of getting a single attack in. Oh my god. Alright, welcome back, Seth. We're fighting some of the worst enemies in the game. These temple guardians. Hey, the spear actually does a decent job with them. Quite surprised to see that, honestly. And we're dead. There we go. Okay, so new strategy. We're not going to try to fight them at all. Eclipse says I haven't gotten to Midir yet, but I'm excited to. Demon Prince looks at me funny and I explode. Gotten the Twin Demon stage down to a fine art, though. Yeah, so the one piece of advice I could give for that fight is, make sure the demon you know better, is the one you kill last. Because the Demon Prince will use a different moveset depending on which demon ultimately transforms into it. I think for me, I used the one that primarily used ranged and laser attacks, so I think that might have been Demon in Pain. That's more like it. There we are. MC says Brady almost having a heart attack is a highlight of these streams. For you guys, perhaps. But no, apparently my expressiveness does make these things more entertaining, which I'm glad to know. Oh, we got him. Kill him with a nice stab through the arm. Star Wars style. Oh, that was a sweep. I did not know they could do that. And we're peeling out. Let's just get back to the area where we died and progress onward. Pardon me, sirs. one. That was awful. But, alright. There we go. Let's not forget there's a Taro Trooper somewhere around here. Yeah, a Taro Trooper with a Kanabo. Okay, it's best just to peel out. We can't do this right now. Now, I guess if we play our cards right, we can get a stealth attack on the one glaive guard. We aggroed him instantly. Okay, guess we can't. Never mind. This area is designed to make you fight them, I suppose. And guess what? I refuse. We are not doing that. I hate fighting these guys. Howdy, bandits. How's tricks? Stop that! Let's see what the spear does to the old shield. Nothing at all is what happened. What are they guarding? What are they guarding? Pellet. Just the one. Okay. Oh, did one of them throw themselves over the edge? Lovely. Okay, well, once we deal with your support, we might actually be able to take you, then. Oh, that guy just so happened to drop a heavy coin purse. So I stunned it with the firecrackers, but if you notice, he just came right back in. Okay, so occasionally they can end the combo with a sweep. Gotcha. Come on. That's it. Notice, though, even one-on-one, these guys are bastards to take down. Okay. Must have got caught on the geometry there. Not like I'm complaining or anything. Almost all of our health, yeah. It's just impossible to whittle down their posture. They've got so much. At least they get plenty of experience. Eclipse says, yeah, I think I always killed the demon from below first. He was just the easiest to off quickly, which I found necessary because when they're both in melee form, it's hell. Yeah, the red one with the crazy, like, claw combos is the one I always try to kill first. Gravity giveth and gravity taketh. So true, so true. We're down one. And MC says, this is where you want the power of guns. You can ask Adder all about it. Not many enemies with firearms in this game, aside from, like, the Musketeers, and believe it or not, they're really easy for us to take care of. No, the sword is still preferable to the gun, even when facing these guys, in Sekiro land, anyway. Oh, hi. A couple of these guys hanging around. We're not far from a sculptor's idol, though, so... Almost in the clear, y'all. Almost in the clear. Now what's up here? Oh, coin purse. And this is the area from which we can eventually access one of, like, the fruits of the serpent. But later, as part of a special quest line. I think we're finally done in this hell courtyard. Yep, now we just have to navigate some cliffs. Easy peasy. And gorgeous, just as everything associated with the temple is. Up we go. There you are. Perfect. Perfect. Now we're going to rest, because God knows we need it. And pick up a couple skills. Is the audio still good, by the way? Audio perfectly synced? Let me know if it isn't, by all means. Now we want, suppress sound. Just give us maximum stealth. Mystery. Seth says, audio's Gucci. Thank you, ma'am. Really looking forward to your stream tomorrow, by the way. For those of you in attendance, be sure to go ahead and drop Seth the Overwitch a follow on her Twitch page, if you will. She's a phenomenal streamer and is currently working her way through a blind run of Dark Souls Remastered with our friend and fellow mod Exit Dust and yours truly on commentary. We're almost through Anne Orlando. Almost there. Oh, it's just a couple of the Bakemono. We can handle them. You cowards don't even have big hats. You don't frighten me. Oh, that's a grab. It's a nasty attack if it lands, but it seldom lands. Since they just have daggers, they don't have the best guard in them. Seth says, tomorrow we kill Smough and his bitch. Yes, we do. And Eclipse says Snorlax and Pikachu. That's pretty accurate, really. Except, Executioner Smough is actually a pretty reasonably well-built guy. He's wearing a very bulbous suit of ceremonial armor. As we're no doubt aware, and Orlando's very big on ceremony and ritual. So, they would favor form over function in just about everything. Come on. Oh, we survived that? Damn. Eclipse says, I think the eye holes are in his neck. Yeah. You can see, like, right around the base of the massive, like, bulge in the neck, that's where his eyes are. Seth says, second phase Smough is basically Electabuzz. He is, yeah. With that upgraded sword, though, you are going to absolutely shred them, I promise you that. I absolutely love this little cliffside aside. It's a great way to break things up in and around the temple. And allows us to find some interesting loot if we're so inclined. And you know me, we are definitely so inclined. Is there anything over here we missed? feel like there's like a secondary path or something. Maybe not, though. Maybe not. MC says, I wish they had a better idea than the white paint for the ledges. Well, it's actually not white paint. If you look, it's like areas of the rock or wood that have been like scraped away. Like, it's just a really weird looking form of wear and tear on the surfaces. They needed something to visually denote it, and I agree with you that it could have been different from area to area. But for what it is, it's not awful. It's not awful. Maybe if they had different visual indicators for different areas, that would be a bit better. But I've seen games do this way worse. Trust me. Like the Just Cause series and their obsession with coloring absolutely anything you can destroy, i.e. interact with red. Okay, so we're headed to the massive covered bridge. And if any of y'all have ever watched, like, a martial arts movie, you know exactly what that means. First thing, near all the Jizo statues, we can pick up some loot. A red and white pinwheel. A small pinwheel made of red and white paper, found about halfway up Mount Congo. The red and white pinwheels simply spin round and round. Everyone is right here. Oh, and thank you very much for linking the Discord, Seth. Eclipse says someone going around putting a hit list on inanimate objects with his red paint bucket, and MC says, yeah, there's definitely worse. There is. There really is. Okay, so cool thing. That bell. That bell is something we're never going to interact with, but can access from the headless boss arena. You know, the one we didn't fight because we're cowards near Ashina Castle. It is a totally separate instance of Mount Congo. We will be getting it later, but I'm not in the mood to take on a headless, nor will I be anytime soon. Okay, covered bridge. You know what that means. Eclipse says, Pinwheel is a flower now? Might be an upgrade for him, actually. Oh, we're getting there. I promise you, we're getting there. Okay, time for one of my favorite encounters in the game. MC says, but it's jarring that they provide both realistic environment and gameplay environmental, like indicators in the same game. I see what you mean. I definitely do. It's an opponent from the west. The Armored Warrior. Notice he doesn't have any death blow indicators, just a health bar. And this basically gives me my opportunity to, like, work through my issues about, like, greatsword builds in Dark Souls. Oh, shit. Yeah, I forgot. He goes absolutely nuts once he slams his weapon down. So, he's very slow, extremely deliberate, and destroys the bridge as he fights. Guess what you gotta do? Here's a hint. He cannot be harmed conventionally. His armor's too thick. Our katana can't pierce it. He's here, like, trying to find, like, a way to attain immortality for his little boy. So he's not a bad guy. But he seems a little far gone. Oh god. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Charge. There we go. Now, kick him. Yes! And that's how you off the Armored Warrior. And we get a skill in addition to our prayer bead. A latent skill that recovers posture upon performing a successful death blow. We can get a variant of this, or like a second stack of this through the skill tree, I think. A shinobi must be prepared for battles in which he's outnumbered. After killing an enemy, one must exhale, expelling both regret and reaffirming one's core to regain posture. Experiencing battles with stronger opponents further deepens this moment of exhalation. Eclipse says, make a deal with gravity? Yeah, no, it's so cool and so intuitive. Like, all you've got to do is send him flying, and we didn't see it because we triggered the death blow when he was right on the edge, but provided you've destroyed a section of the bridge and you're facing it, odds are good he'll go flying once you land the death blow. MC says, I mean, attacking on sight without reason is pretty bad. It is, but I think we can infer that the monks of Sempo Temple somehow knew that we were coming, or that someone was coming, and in exchange for providing him, or promising to provide him, with the secrets of immortality to save his son, he was told to guard this bridge and let none pass. I'm assuming that's what happened. Eclipse says, I mean, yeah, but in a world this hostile, he's probably been attacked on sight about 100 times since breakfast. Might be taking precautions. Yeah, that too. We get some scrap. Always down for some scrap. And we get another, yet another, idol. Now, let's see here. Do want to work our way up to this next Breath of Nature. But while we're at it, I want to get, like, our first attack in the prosthetic arts, or our first upgrade. Oh, yeah. Stronger healing. Let's do this. MC says he never joined the Dark Souls 1 multiplayer. He should have known to gesture before combat. I've actually seen people make peace with invaders and cause them to leave their worlds peacefully by, like, just throwing down prism stones or sitting down and performing the toast gesture, things like that. It's really quite endearing. I've been watching Prepare to Try, a blind playthrough series curated by 3 editors, or 3 personnel from IGN UK, and it is genuinely one of the most, they've left IGN since, and they, like, have formed their own channel on the basis of the extreme popularity the series garnered them. It is genuinely one of the most enjoyable Let's Play series I've ever seen in my entire life. Phenomenal stuff, and the chemistry between the hosts is just amazing. So from here, we can take on one more mini-boss, and then I think before we cut the stream, because we're right on top of it, we can go fight the boss. Which is one of my favorite bosses in the game, and indeed in the series. Got a few more monks around here. Quite a few more. Hey, how y'all doing? Oh, the ones with the shrouds overhead, like, throw, I want to say status effect causing, yeah, bombs, basically. They throw bombs. Y'all ready for badminton from hell? Fortunately, they're super frail. MC says, and the thing about Dark Souls 1 is that if you gesture and behave politely, it'll be a fun combat and will avoid backstabbing for the most part. But if you don't, that'll be nasty. Yeah, speaking of nasty, Eclipse says, speaking of bosses, I'm getting a weird craving to have a G-man shove his fist into my unmentionables. By that, I certainly hope you mean, man, watching this is really making me want to get back into Dark Souls 3 and see if I can't make it past the Ring City. Because the more literal way to take that is, wow. Oh! Gotta love the ragdolls in these games, man. Oh, now down here we find monkeys for the first time. I love the monkeys in this game. They're great opponents, and especially more heavily armed monkeys are just so much fun to fight. Really powerful, but ultra frail, they go down quickly. No, I got you, Eclipse. I was just messing with you, of course. That's the only real context to read into that. Seth says, ragdolls are a signature thing from FromSoftware. They are. It just wouldn't be a FromSoft game without them. I think there were ragdolls in Demon's Souls. No, there were. And they were really great. Hopefully that's retained in the port. And man, I hope in the remake they introduce the sixth world that was cut early in development. I mean, they got to, right? They just got to. For me. For Brady. For their #1 fan who certainly doesn't hate many of the design decisions they made regarding Dark Souls 3 or Bloodborne. Clip says if they remove ragdolls, people would riot. Well, I'm a firm believer that all ragdolls are good ragdolls, and video games are just better and more entertaining for having them. But that's just me. Oh yeah, I thought there were more of these guys around. Quite a few of them, as it happens. Oh! No. Oh! Oh, just snapped our back. Okay, gave us the old Bane treatment. Oh, both of them at once? Yeah. They really want to finish this quickly. And now there's a substitute for the first one. Good. Good. I mean, I know we're poisoned, but it doesn't rightly matter at this point. If I can do the mini-boss we're coming up on properly, it shouldn't cause us much trouble at all. Jesus Christ, just go down! These guys are not that bad, but they're really hard to read sometimes because they're small, first off, and they fight with a dagger. So, like, the wind-up for a lot of their attacks is really easy to miss. Just, you know, have obscured by your body if you... There we go. Seth says, I love the Dark Souls 3 ragdolls the most. You can actually yeet them around if you play the physics right. Oh, yeah, they're fantastic. MC says, I'd disagree, but only because I've seen a more realistic take on enemy death that just vanished. Okay, so do you see that? No, you don't. Sorry. But there's a brazier, and hold on. No. I'm trying to remember where our mini-boss actually is. It's somewhere around this temple complex. I remember that much. We'll find it one way or another. It's a pretty linear area. Hi again. So all of these guys, including the ones we saw around Ashina, are actually affiliated with the temple, first and foremost. They're like Senpo Temple Assassins, or some such. So all of these guys are guarding the abbot, who has a bit of a condition with an immortal centipede, or millipede, growing out of his chest. Typically associated, well... That particular insect and many others are typically associated with impurity or filthiness in Japanese culture. I want to say centipedes in particular. Which, as someone whose apartment complex has a millipede problem, I can definitely sympathize with. Just like the other abbot, this one is impossible to kill, so it's really not worth taking him on. Especially since, his little buddy can fight! Christ. Fat wax, that's all we need. Get the hell out, get the hell out, get the hell out. We'll be able to kill the abbots later, like, permanently off them, but not for now. MC says Soldier of Fortune is the game with, like, the ragdolls you're talking about. Okay. And I'll post a YouTube video about the game on the Discord for game cultural reference. Alright, please do. Greatly appreciate it, as always. Oh. Oh, it's this hall, I think. Yep. This is the one. So, there's a cult of particularly strange ascetics in this game. The centipedes. They're just people, of course, but they're people who've mutilated themselves and equipped themselves with claws. They're nasty, no two ways about it. They're really frail, but they can throw fire bombs and do all manner of other unpleasant things to us. But as you saw, they went down no time flat. There's a bigger one down there, and that's our mini boss. Oh, fuck me. Oh, this could not possibly have gone any worse. So Long-Arm Centipede Senun, it's got like all of 2 attacks, and just like the Ashina Elite, if we have our guard game proper, we could take care of him really quickly. But first things first, we've got to take care of his support in the rafters. There's one other long-armed centipede present in the game, and for some reason it's called Long-Armed Centipede Giraffe. And I'll never forget, during my initial Sekiro stream, I ran into it in the middle of nowhere, like in an area where these guys aren't present. And so just out of nowhere, giant, like, distorted, monstrous-looking humanoid. Boss name, Long-Armed Centipede Giraffe. What the hell am I looking at, you know? This makes slightly more sense, because at least more of them are, well, all about, but still. Yep, so it's got, like, that combo of swipes, and it's got a sweep. That's it. At close range, that is its entire moveset. Nice and easy, yeah? Deals tons of damage, of course, but not really that frightening. And there we go. MC says this is almost a Dark Souls 1 enemy. Yeah, the Bone Beast. So we get some yellow gunpowder from it. Bone Beasts, but fun. Actually, like, enjoyable to fight. Amber-colored grains forming the base for powerful gunpowder, a precious commodity only found in the Sunken Valley, used for explosive prosthetic tool upgrades of intermediate and higher rank. The yield from yellow powder is greater than that of black, lending the valley stronghold defenses their fiery vigor. And a prayer bead, and a fair amount of black gunpowder. And you can see they've, like, taken over this prayer hall and, like, turned it into, sort of a place of repose for their cult. Oh, what's this? And there's plenty of, like, black goop caked all around the area. Oh, no, it's just a massive bug, or bed of insects. Joy. So yeah, the cultural connotations here, or like, in the cultural parlance of symbols they're using, the message here is clear. Simpo Temple has become corrupted, it's become filthy and unclean, and something that it's not meant to be. It's unnatural and wrong. And we're gonna see exactly how wrong in due time. MC says, burn it all. Oh, I don't think our flame vent's quite that powerful, man. For that matter, neither are their flames. So yeah, that's just a totally out-of-the-way mini-boss you can encounter, and one of the things I love about Sekiro is how there are bosses all over the place. Again, a design like this that's heavier on bosses, lighter on regular enemies and encounters, plays to FromSoft strengths to a greater extent, I would argue. Like, they're, in a way, almost like operating on a much grander scale, of course, but like a modern-day treasure. Oh god, here come the monkeys. Or the dogs, rather. Back. Back. Notice it stuns all of them. For a really good period of time, too. Gotta love our firecrackers. Meeboo balloon? Okay. Oh, it's just a monk. Easy. So, friends, what do we think the boss of Simpo Temple is going to be, given everything we've seen so far? Again, I promise you, no matter what your answer, it's not going to be on... Oh, alright. Good night, Seth. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest. I hope you have a fantastic day tomorrow, and we'll speak to you tomorrow evening. Take care. Yeah, the monks aren't bad at all. I really enjoy fighting them, though. Like, their moveset is really dynamic and a lot of fun to watch and to block. This is just a well-designed area overall. I don't have any major complaints about Simpo Temple, save that for the incredible amount of, like, unique visual design and character they tried to give the place, it doesn't feel like it has quite enough unique enemies, or unique bosses, I should say. We're almost home free, though. We should just have to make it through one more temple, I want to say. More sugar. Oh, there's a massive Taro trooper with a shield. Let's take care of him first. Oh, and there's a Taro trooper down there, too, who I've totally missed. MC says could be a monkey boss. Kind of, yes, actually. But, not in the way you were thinking. I promise you that. It's really different. Ugh. That damn combo. Oh! Hell! Where did the one with the club even come from? Man, those projectiles really track, don't they? Get him. Oh, no, there's one more up there. Okay. That makes sense. Gokhan Sugar. Okay, so he's on the retreat. Kind of, sort of, not anymore. Let's try this again. Okay, here we go. Now he's going for the big swing. MCS, is it the three monkeys story of old? Depending on what you're talking about... Oh, and you have to kill them in order. No, but you're half right, I think. Why, is this something particularly well known in Japanese religious culture? Because if so, then... Kind of, sort of? It's not really. It's... You'll see. It's... Oh, right. Yeah, we've got to make it through this temple. And the rest of the glaive guards are outside. So what we're going to try to do is make our way around to where we can get inside without alerting all of them to our presence. Yeah, there they are. This is the main temple. Oh, there's another one. Whoops. He says, I know it's tied to a temple and monks. Well, yeah, so it's not exactly a fable or based on a legend of three monkeys. It is a monkey-based boss, and there's nothing to do with killing them in sequence. But you're close. You're actually very close. So, very well done. Again, it's weird, and a lot of players don't like this fight at all. I absolutely adore it. There we go. That's got it. Eclipse says, yeah, I've seen this fight a couple of times with mixed opinions. I usually don't exactly share popular opinions on these games or the encounters they're in. Like, Dark Souls 2 is my favorite entry in the series, if that gives you an indication. But, I think this fight's really good. Like, really, really, really good. So there's a bunch of the Deathless Abbots around here. And again, there's not really anything we can do to them, so let's just make our way through to the Sculptor's Idol and pick up what treasure we can. This guy in the green robes. MC says people are wrong and everyone is wrong. MC says, I, however, am always right. Well, I try. In this gorgeous-looking main hall, we can find this abbot. And, again, when I came here, he was not present. Because apparently he dies in the time it takes you to rescue Koro. So, we can only access this next, like, little line of conversation if we, come here at this stage of the game. Which, I mean, given the, time we've had in Senpo Temple, it doesn't seem to be too early at all. It actually seems kind of perfectly balanced for where we are. Let's get the item and get out without waking him up. Oh, we can open a side passage. Oh, that doesn't open from the side? We can open the front doors, which will put us right near the glaive guards, but still needs to be done, because it is a way to make things a little bit easier on ourselves. Hello. Goodbye. Rest. Let's grab whatever's up here in the arms of, like, this great statue. And it'll be boss time. Or maybe it'd be easier from the rafters. Yeah. Okay. Oh, a dragon's blood droplet. Very useful. Very, very useful. Some more fat wax back here. Always good to have. Now let's speak with the abbot. Now notice he appears to be one of the Deathless too, and has like a huge old horde of worms or something like that scurrying around underneath him. Ask about the special holy person. MC says, instead of the road to immortality, they found the road to immorality, like so many. Well, they did in fact find a way to immortality, it's just not quite what they were angling for. We find others later on who have gotten much, much closer, and have in fact achieved, like, genuine immortality that they're perfectly happy with. Eclipse says, tried the demon fight a few times, but it appears my controller's on the fritz. Oh man, that sucks. Sorry to hear it. So there's another divine child here. Holy chapter, infested. A passage describing a journey to enlightenment. For an age I've been blessed by the worm. To be undying is to walk the eternal path to enlightenment. Thus I must become enlightened to understand why I cannot die. It said the holy dragon's origins were in the west. So I wonder, how did the worm come to be bestowed upon me? The scripture that led them this way, I would assume. Okay, so maybe we should go meet the Divine Heir? If we can. Normally we access the boss battle from there. Oh well. Demon time, or monk time. Oh, and more centipedes. Ugh! Yikes! Jesus Christ. So fire is... Jesus H. Fire is kind of their thing. More so than it was... I remember it being in my first playthrough, anyway. Oh, wait! That's right, we can kill them instantly with, like, plunging death blows if we just jump. Oh, that makes it more manageable, doesn't it? Alright, let's be stupid. Oh, I know where we are. Eclipse says, yeah, I can kill the first demon before the second melee's up, but I got a tad aggressive on the second and died to a hit I was sure I rolled under. Ah, well. Trying to, like, control one's greed is always so hard in these games. Believe me, I know. Yeah, they're no threat at all if we can just jump right over their fire bombs. And I happen to know exactly where this is. Yeah, a special little shrine apart. Got a pellet, and... Oh, just geckos. Okay. Or lizards, or what have you. Eclipse says, yeah, I could definitely tell what fights would be pretty manageable if I hadn't forced myself into the consistency of wet paper. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I did the same exact thing to myself. Is this what I think it is? Yeah, new skill tree. Senpo Esoteric Text. Book of Secrets that grants the ability to learn Senpo-style skills. Those of the Senpo Temple mastered martial arts in the pursuit of virtue. They considered strong fists and strict discipline essential against Buddha's enemies. However, Senpo Temple was seized by an obsession for the undying, which corrupted their teachings and style. So if you want to learn a bunch of crazy, like, unarmed techniques and the like, and some special buffs for the special buffs you earn from sugar, go ahead and drop some points into Senpo style. I don't know that I ever did before, but it is an option, of course. There we go. MC says there are no death speedruns being done for Dark Souls 1, if I recall. Yeah. There's this one guy, I think he's called the Happy Hob or something. As in, like, stove burner or something like that. who has been attempting, and I think he might have got it eventually, but like a no-death chain run of Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, Bloodborne, and Sekiro. Like restarting if he takes a single, or no, not just no death, a no-hit run of all of those games collectively. It's insane stuff to watch, my man. Have no idea how someone could develop the patience required to do that kind of a playthrough. Oh, and this just like spits us out behind the temple. Right. So now that we've spoken with him, Eclipse says, but it's fun. I think I might have to respec my build with the Rosaria Covenant. It's a bit of a vomit fest of whatever weapon or spell I thought looked cool at the time. That's my my style usually whenever I go into one of these games. Like, in the Souls-like game Hellpoint, I ended up with a build that used a little cube to burn most bosses to death, swung around a giant piece of rebar to take care of regular mobs, and had a special spell that would play circus music throughout the entire game. That's not a joke, that's an actual thing you can do. MC says, it's not simply about patience, it's about a passion for the games. And Eclipse says, that's just mad. It is. I agree with you both. It's pretty crazy. But admirable that someone can manage something like that. So it turns out we can't do the boss here quite yet, because first we have to go to, now we go to Ashina Castle and take down the boss, I would assume. So give me 1 minute. We're going to try this tonight. We may not be able to get it because the Ashina Council, or Ashina Castle boss is really difficult. Hold on. I've got to respond to a message. Oh dear. Sorry. Eclipse says, I throw fireballs, lightning, darkness, poke people with twin swords, and try to decapitate demons with a giant axe. My favorite boss, or my favorite build, in the entire series is a dex build with hex support in Dark Souls 2, so dark magic. Absolutely astounding stuff, man. And MC says, remember the well sharks? Those were fun, like real fun trademark. Oh god, yeah. The whale sharks, or the well sharks sucked. The Ludwig fight is still, to my mind, one of the worst in the entire series, along with Midir. Not because simply of difficulty, but also general design. Not a fan. Not a fan at all. What do we really want here? Not Simpo, I can tell you that. We probably want to save up for the medicinal potency. Okay, so boss time, and whew, kids, this next boss is something else. Not gonna lie, it's really good, but it's hard. Like, extremely hard. Or at least it was, for me and most players their first time through. Maybe less so now. It's a great fight, though. Absolutely brilliantly designed. Yep, already it's time to fight Genichiro Ashina. And this is the one, like, true boss fight against him in the game. He is not the final boss, no matter what. And he's not a persistent antagonist through the entire story. Hey, Aghast, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. And Headbanger, thank you for the raid. Thank you for the raid, friends. Appreciate the raid, Pot. You happen to come at a perfect time. It's one of the more well-received and difficult fights in the game. Glad you guys are here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. So he's trying to force Kuro to bless him with the power of rejuvenation, the same ability he's bestowed upon us, which he did, if you notice, at the end of the Hirata Estate segment. Thank you, Pot. Thank you very much. It's one of my favorite fights in the game, if, in fact, the entire FromSoft catalog. It's really hard, though. See, Genichiro is not a good fighter. He's actually not. If you notice, his style is extremely undisciplined and hectic, but he's got every single type of special attack in the game. And some pretty hefty, what do they call it? Not resolve, posture. Oh man, here we go. I'm so excited. I love this fight. Now, he does leave himself wide open for reprisals against his vitality all the time. As I said, he's a really good archer and apparently a talented general, but he himself is not the swordsman his grandfather was. And that's actually a pretty big theme throughout the series. This guy's just a poor leader for all of his other merits. Oh, that was a thrust. I could have Makiri'd that, but... Oof, oof, oof. Like, seriously, look at that. That is a nonsense combo. There, we can punish that. Also notice, he doesn't have a ton of health relative to... Oh god, that was the grab. My bad. Relative to, some other opponents like Lady Butterfly, say. He's basically just throwing a very heavily armed tantrum at us, and that's in keeping with his character. I was going to say, let's see how well he takes some firecrackers, but he's actually doing pretty well on keeping that guard up this time around. Oh, never mind. Come on. Just hammer that trigger. I love how at the end of that combo, if you deflect it perfectly, both characters just reset into a fighting stance. Oh god, the visuals of this fight are gorgeous. Like the movements of both characters, like how tight and controlled Wolf's style is versus, whatever Genichiro's doing. It's really cool. Okay, halfway there, right? Not really. He actually dropped his guard for a second there. I have no idea what for. Huh. Oh, okay, Genichiro, if that's how you want to roll. They at least have a pretty accurate historical representation of a samurai here, with him being a much better archer than a swordsman. Like, he's pretty good with a sword, but he's phenomenal with a bow. Oh, broke my guard. Damn you. Ooh! Man, dodged shit at exactly the wrong time. So yeah, he's kind of obsessed with that bow. Akiri counter. Perfect. Perfect. Firecrackers. That's the attack we want. Yeah, baby. Give me more of those. Yeah! Hell yeah! But we're not done. Remember that tooltip we got after we killed, the Ashina Elite, describing how to deal with lightning attacks? There's a reason for that. Pot, have you played this game before? Pot says I've started it only now. Oh, nice. Be sure to let us know what you think. Finished Dark Souls 1, congratulations. Yep. Time to fight Genichiro, Way of Tomoe. One of his ancestors who was pseudo-divine herself and blessed with the power of lightning. He can totally wreck us with some lightning-based attacks here. But is even more fragile and leaves himself way more open now. As you can see, he's just going for the big hits non-stop. Oh, shit! Probably should have seen that coming. Oh, damn it all. So he goes absolutely ballistic in this phase. It's really climactic, it's really gorgeous, and remember, we ain't even halfway through the game. Go around to the back usually, if you can help it, because it allows you to get in a couple more hits sometimes. Oh, that roll was perfect. Oh, damn. After that great performance early on, we still might not get it. The arrow's actually much easier to dodge than it is to counter. Now, if we successfully counter one of the lightning attacks, his health and posture just take a nosedive, because, well, we strike him with lightning. Yes! Yes! First try! There we go! Check this out, y'all. Badass! Pot says the fuck. Yeah, no, it's a crazy fight. It's a crazy, crazy fight. And probably one of my favorites in the game. Oh, thank you, Pot. I really appreciate it, man. I'm honestly not super good at these games, as my mod MC can attest, because he's been with me through all of them. I just tend to have these extraordinary runs of luck, and I know my boss's mechanics really well. And in Sekiro, where execution of maneuvers and knowledge of your opponent's tactics is really critical, as opposed to like a really coherent or competent build, I tend to do a bit better here. Memory of Genichiro. As the code dictates, the wolf swore vengeance on Genichiro Ashina. And we got our first ninjutsu, a special skill that we can use, consume spirit emblems to enhance our death blows. So ninjutsu technique that turns the spraying blood of a victim to smoke. Activated after a backstab death blow, the smoke screen allows one to retake the element of surprise. So it's like a smoke bomb, basically, but with blood. Life or death struggle defines a shinobi for whom a kill is a source of strength. And Pot asks you do keyboard or controller. Controller, I'm playing on PS4. MC says you want badassery, check the last Blades VOD, and yeah. And MC says you're not the best at these sort of games, but your performance on stream is either abysmal or awesome. Yeah, there is no middle ground. Either way, entertaining to watch. That is a very fair assessment, honestly. And I think before we cut the stream today, why not? We're gonna go fight the boss at Senpo Temple too. Get one more, just chalk one more off. And I'll be able to spend a lot of time with you guys tomorrow, because I I actually, aside from having to send out a couple emails, I have the day off. Yeah, he somehow found a way to revive himself, despite Kuro not granting him his blessing. So, yeah, he's not down, but I will tell you this, he will never again serve a significant threat to us. That was the big fight. MC says this is why you cut the head off. Actually, that doesn't always work in this game, or in this world. In order to undo the effects of rejuvenation and like the immortality associated with the same, you need a specific type of weapon. Not a specific technique or blow or anything like that. If you use a certain weapon on someone like Genichiro, you can kill him very easily. And we're done. We are done with one of the hardest and most enjoyable fights in the game, or what would be to me. There's at least 2 fights I remember that are much harder. MC says, Astora's sword on the catacomb undead. Exactly. So we're going to enhance our physical... Or no, sorry. We're going to enhance attack power by confronting Genichiro. 1 second. Going to have to respond to another message, because as it happens, when you work almost exclusively through, or online, you end up getting a lot of nervous messages from students and the like. There we are. Sorry about that. Born a peasant, Genichiro Ashina was taken in by the Ashina after his mother's death. With his country on the brink of defeat, Genichiro took to heretical arts and mastered the lightning of Tomoe. Such heresy may be the key to saving her. Her being Ashina, of course. I do appreciate that they try to, humanize him and give him a reasonable motivation for why he's so far gone, or an explanation for why he's so far gone. That's pretty solid character building, I think. Maybe it's a little rote, but still. Welcome to our home base for the next section of the game, Kuro's room in the Ashina Tower. We're going to be rapidly skipping through some of this dialogue because, like I said, there's so much of it. So, yeah, Emma serves Ishin Ashina and is, in fact, working with him to prevent Genichiro's plans, his heretical plans, from coming to fruition. Yeah, so let's rest up and then go meet Kuro, who we have saved. Kuro is A-OK, and I believe will remain so for the rest of the game. Now, what we have to work on is preventing him from being used as a pawn in this insane, desperate warfare that Genichiro and the Ashina army are waging. Yeah, so Kuro's goal is to find a way to undo this power of resurrection that he has, so that people won't lust after it and transform into these inhuman monsters, and spread the dragon rot around as they do. He doesn't want to be this anymore. So, depending on the route you take, you can either ultimately help the Ashina abuse his power, which gets you a bad ending, of course, along with 2 unique final bosses you don't fight anywhere else. You can help him, like, just sever the link, or, and this is one of the choices we can make, ultimately, right here. If you manage to do just about everything in the game, and I do mean damn near everything as far as exploration, fighting bosses, all of that, we'll be able to, like, help him remove the worst effects of the rejuvenation without hurting him in any way. Which is ultimately, like, the best ending. What? Oh, we don't get a choice here. Hold on. Hold on. Oh dear, we may have made a mistake. I've got to look something up. I don't remember this. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so this choice doesn't impact us whatsoever. It doesn't look like. So this is just showing us that we are completely dedicated to, the Iron Code. Hey, we ain't died that many times now, come on. Oh yeah, so we're just moved by his devotion to us, and we decide to help him. Help him sever his tie to the immortal waters of the Fountainhead Palace. Lady Underjoyed, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it, and appreciate you. Glad you're here. Sorry I'm a bit late on catching that. I have a somewhat archaic stream setup. The Immortal Severance Text, a book from Kuro on the art of severing ties with the dragon's heritage. It looks old. The binding is torn, and several pages are missing. Herein describes the means to perform the rite of immortal severance. Beyond the Fountainhead Palace, locate the sanctuary and imbibe the tears of the holy dragon of the divine realm. So that's where we'll ultimately end up. And let me tell y'all, Fountainhead Palace is perhaps the most stunning environment that FromSoft has created in ages. Irithyll comes close, the Ringed City comes close, the Dragon Eyrie looks, or it comes very close, the Dragon Eyrie and Dragon Shrine. I really do appreciate all of you guys who are present in the stream, who are with us in the audience, by the way. Thank you so much. I know these streams are kind of slow and low-key, but it means so much to have you here. So if we examine the incense burner, we'll be told that another divine child found a way to travel to the divine realm. Okay. Is that everything he's got for us? Oh, here we go. Ah, thank you, Pod. I appreciate you, man. We're skipping through some of this dialogue a little bit, again, just because for a FromSoft game, Sekiro has a really hefty volume of, like, mandatory dialogues, and a lot of them aren't typically compelling. Oh, I appreciate you, Eclipse. And Eclipse also says, well, got past the double demon stage twice in a row on a new controller. Rust is coming off. Right on. Now prepare thyself for the second most gorgeous environment in Dark Souls 3. Congratulations, by the way. That is not an easy fight. Not in the least. Yeah, so Lord Ishin is back in the Watchtower now. We aren't going to go see him quite yet. That'll be for another day. Thank you, Kuro. Anything else? Oh, wait, no, we do need to talk to him first. Okay. Okay, that's fine. But there's some loot we can find around the room first. Eclipse says, still gotta beat the prince himself, but I'm getting there. Okay, okay, that's what you meant. Gotcha. As long as it's not the red demon that turns into the demon prince, you do have you got a pretty good shot at it. The only problem is the thing has so friggin' much health. Like, it's insane. Now we want to access that side room eventually. But first up, check this out. If we lean on this little panel, we'll be taken to a shortcut that'll link us... Pot says, oh, those double demons suck ass. Yep. And Eclipse says his fireball spam attacks are annoying. That they are. They really are. MC says less health for strength build. Actually, no. Depending on how you build your character, a dex build has much higher DPS. I've been told that by somebody who knows the games better than I do. I've done a little bit of research, and that broadly checks out. The only problem is survivability with dex builds, as I know all too well. Okay, okay. We got all this. Good, good, good. Eclipse says, you know, I think it is the red demon. Should I try swapping that? Yeah, you want the orange one. You want the orange one. Are there any new tools we can fit? Nope. Can we upgrade any of the tools we have? Yes, we can. Oh, that eventually allows us to use, Lady Butterfly's kunai. Not really something I'm crazy about. MC says, yeah, Dex has more DPS, but you have to be in close range and be able to spam on every opening, where strength is usually mid-range. That's true. That's true. Eclipse says, okay, orange one is way easier to kill first, but I can give it a shot. Go for it. Go for it. Because as the Demon Prince, it's much easier to manage moveset plays into your favor. Believe me. MCS, I wonder how spears would work. Yeah. Well, I mean, katanas and the curved greatswords have longer reach for a dex weapon. So do halberds, but halberds are kind of strange. Some people, like I think Dance and Pot is one of them, swears by them. I've never been able to get one to work really well. Now, of course, there are also twin blades, but twin blades are a Dark Souls 2 thing, and of course, we couldn't retain anything from Dark Souls 2 in Dark Souls 3. Eclipse says, yeah, the red one's fire spam shenanigans are mildly annoying, and I liked halberds in 2. I like the overhead into the thrust. Yeah, no, it's got a cool moveset, I've just never been able to get it to work myself. I use thrusting swords, katanas, and catalysts, primarily. Alright, let's go see Ishin really quickly. Right over here. And we might recognize him. Look familiar? You gotta be kidding me. Are the guards gonna come in here? No, they're not. He's the Tengu. The one who gave us the title Sekiro and the Ashina sword manual. So, this dude, as elderly as he is and at the brink of death from illness, was able to get out in the field and cut down several lone shadows all by himself. He's that good. MC says Hand of Fate 2 has dual blades and they're a must. Hand of Fate 2 is the one game I preferred using heavy weapons with. Oh, we gave us some sake. Nice. Eclipse says, first time I beat the Fume Knight, it was with double Mastodon halberds. Oh, did you power stance them? Dude, that's sick. And Pot says, I found that halberds were way better in Dark Souls 1. Especially the Crystal Halberd is OPAF. Kills everything in 2 or fewer hits. Bosses suffer hard from it also. Yeah. Crystal weaponry, or crystal enhanced weaponry in general, was great. Man, I really hope we get some Elden Ring news sometime soon. I can't wait to get my hands on that. Ask about the Immortal Severance. Oh yeah, so there's a special weapon called the Mortal Blade that we can use to sever the ties of immortality. And the Mortal Blade is incredible. Pot says, but the last boss did with one-handed halberd and like an unarmed, like open hand parry. Oh, nice. The final boss of Dark Souls 1 is absolutely devastating if you don't have some kind of parry capability. Let's ask where the Mortal Blade can be found. Where do you think? Yep. And once we get the Mortal Blade, like, regular encounters become a complete and total non-entity. Pot says, yeah, I had to learn that on the spot. So did I during my, my first playthrough. I did not parry, like, at all until the final boss. But the good news is, I think the windows for parrying his attacks are deliberately made really generous. Did it seem that way, MC? Like he had more parry frames or parryable frames than many? Okay, so it's in Senpo Temple. Let's go ahead and have a drink with Ashina. Not often you get to sit and chill with a living legend. And notice he's not drinking like the Ashina sake, he's just taking the straight undilute moonshine. MC says Dark Souls 1 has generous parry for many enemies. Yeah, but it seems like Gwyn in particular had really wide windows. Because I think that's the way you're intended to fight him. Yeah, to say Genichiro has unusual techniques would be an understatement. Oh, he's talking about the lightning. I was thinking like the fact that his sword style most closely resembled throwing a tantrum and rolling around on the ground. Pot says, yeah, it's... He seemed like the Black Knight with heavy weapons. Huge window there. Yeah. So Tomoe was implied to be the lover, the partner, and comrade in arms of Ishin Ashina, and someone who was of divine heritage. And he learned a lot of his techniques from her. And remember, he is a practically superhuman combatant. Well, thank you, Ishin. MC says, Hand of Fate 2 is special because no class of weapons is favored. I swap them around depending on what I enjoy at the moment. Yeah. To give you an idea, Hand of Fate 2 is so even-handed, in its treatment of its different weapon classes, that I prefer, using big, bulky weapons. Sekiro says, I actually don't know if I'll finish up Sekiro. My moral compass doesn't allow me to die, and it's friggin' hard. It's a hard game, yes, but I would say it's well worth the persistence. If you've been able to make it through like Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 3, you can have a lot of fun with this game. And, you know, if you ever need any advice for certain encounters or anything like that, I'd be happy to share what little I know. Again, I'm not like the world's greatest at these games, but I study encounters and specific bosses and enemies design to where I could probably give better advice to others than I could to myself. And, of course, there's so many different skills, you can find a method that suits you, a way of going about things that suits you. Wolf, I found something. I've opened the library, meet me there. Okie dokie. We're almost done with this story interlude. We're almost done. So he was looking for some of the last Divine Child's books. Right, so there's a sword that can kill the Undying. That's what we need to use on Genichiro, ultimately. Oh, thank you, Pot. Well, as always, I'm here for you. Just shoot me messages in Discord or on Twitch, and I'll be happy to help with any encounter you need. Oh yeah, we got the Sakura droplet from Hirata Estate to give us an extra pip of rejuvenation. Okay, what do we do with the Sakura droplet? Hold on. Let me make sure I'm not screwing myself out of the best ending here, because there are a ton of conditions for the best ending. And I mean, like, you think the Londor ending in Dark Souls 3 is hard to get? Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, okay. You just get one more. Okay. Pot says, I'm now stuck in the first memory with the big fat drunk guy, so Juzo, and way too many ads. Okay, so two things that'll help out there. First off, do you want me to give you, like, potential spoilers for things in the environment or anything like that? Or is that alright? And yeah, we'll go ahead and give him the droplet. There we go. So about the flower. Pot says, well, I'm okay with that. I don't want viewers to be stuck on that fight for years. I understand. So, here's what you want to do. First off, if you haven't progressed through the Ashina outskirts to the point where you fought a boss that gives you a battle memory, so one of the quote-unquote big bosses, you may wish to do so first, as despite being able to, the Hirata State being accessible before you come to the end of the Ashina outskirts, the balance and the power output of the last couple of bosses in that little region seem to suggest that it was balanced for you to take on after the first major boss in Ashina. So, be sure to do that. Secondly, in the case of Juzuo, you can creep along the left-hand side, so that, like, very perimeter of the arena, through a couple outbuildings that will allow you to take out at least maybe 2 to 4 guards before aggroing Juzuo. Once he has been aggroed, however, you can skate away from him, especially if you've taken out the shield bearer to his right first, and take out 1 or 2 of the archers across the courtyard quite quickly. Maybe luring some others out, but in the worst case scenario, you can retreat across the, or back into the left-hand side of the little courtyard near the outbuildings to lure the remaining guards out, at least to where you can take them out in a couple of swings without Juzo interfering. And there is actually a retainer, a swordsman who served the Hirata family, hiding behind a bed of rocks at the very edge of the giant pool, like the little Serenity pool. If you go speak to him, especially once enemies in the area have been aggroed, you don't want to do this beforehand because you want to thin out the guards as much as you can before getting him involved. He will actually assist you in fighting Juzo, and is incredibly powerful. It's the only time I'm aware of in the entire game where you can recruit assistants like that, which leads me to believe that the devs understood that the task set before the players for that stage of the game was pretty monumental. So, with his help, and with the guards thinned out before you take on the sumo himself, he should fall fairly quickly. Also, remember that his attacks, while easily deflected, aren't going to wear down his posture gauge all that quickly. You want to take advantage of his openings and just wear down his health, if you can. So that's what I would recommend, those 3 little things. Make sure you've killed the first major boss first. take out the enemies along the left-hand periphery of the arena first, and then, like, try to kite out what's left. And then go talk to, even if it's mid-fight, the samurai at the edge of the pool to recruit his assistance. A note from Kuro, written by Takeru, former heir of the dragon's heritage. It said that relatives of Tomoe once gathered the fountainhead fragrance and arrived at the palace. You may find a key where waters of rejuvenation converge in a deep pool, a white and deeply fragrant flower. It's just one of the things we'll need to gather. Yep, the Sunken Valley. Pot says, yeah, haven't done any of that. Got sucked in from the Buddha statue. Yeah, complete Ashina outskirts first. So we're heading to Sunken Valley, the homeland of the lepers who are, like, experts with firearms. MC says, tip 4, don't get hit. Trust me, with Juzo's reach, that is a bigger ask than you think, MC. And now the stone. A fragrant stone in a village. Mibu village, deep beneath Ashina. So, past the well where we began the game and fought the Lone Shadow Long Swordsman, is a passage directly to Mibu village. MC says tip 5, don't get hit harder. That's fair. Okay. Thank you, Kuro. Now let's go actually fight a boss while we can. Gun Fort Shrine Key. The key to a shrine deep within the Gun Fort. The gate behind the shrine's idol is made to be opened. The Sunken Valley clan will shoot any stranger who approaches, and the Snake Eyes guns are particularly feared. This elite group of women are descendants of the ancient Okami clan. Their especially sharp eyes allow them to snipe victims at great range. Oh, so you can tell we're gonna be in for just a world of fun. Another little window we can open. Just because, I guess. Yay. That should be all the treasure we can gather up for now. Pot asks, wait, but how the fuck you kill shielders? I've never managed to do it legit. Oh, you didn't find the axe. Okay, so near the entrance of the Hirata estate, in one of the, like, little courtyards off of the main drag, on the right-hand side, so over the right-hand wall, there will be a couple bandits arguing about whether or not it's ethical or, like, a good idea to steal from Buddha, standing in front of a little closed shrine. If you kill them, and then thrust open the doors of the shrine, you'll find an axe. Install that into your shinobi prosthetic, and you can use it to instantly splinter the soldiers' or the bandit shields and render them open for a death blow immediately. Alright, thank you, Emma. We'll use our gourd seed. And now it's almost boss time. I promise you it's almost boss time. But if we go back to Senpo Temple, there should be an NPC present that wasn't before. Pot says, oh, I thought I'm missing something there. Yeah. It's, well, the first time I played the game, I got stuck on the Shinobi Hunter for ages because I didn't have the Mikiri counter unlocked. And, man, that fight's like night and day, depending on whether or not you have that. Okay, can we find them? Are they here? Yes, they are. A peaceful member of the Taro troop. This is Kotaro. Remember in the dungeon there was someone with a letter written to him. Pot says I somehow cheesed him. He got a bit stuck and I was lucky that he missed his hard hits. Well done, nonetheless, man. So he's looking for a white pinwheel. Poor guy. Let me see. I'm going to... No. We can actually take on his quest line at any time. Never mind. I don't need to look it up or anything. Well, we can find the pinwheel eventually and give it to Kotaro to help him out. And his quest line actually does have one of those very rare happy endings in a FromSoft game. Now, what we want to do is head back to the main hall, where the abbot, by this point, should have left. Not entirely sure he would have died, seeing as he seemed to be immortal, but... And get ready for a fight I absolutely adore. And Pod, if you're playing through this game blind and want to give, like, really solid, like, blind reactions to boss fights in particular, you may want to, like, not watch this next bit. If only because it's a puzzle boss with no combat aspects whatsoever, and I'm going to be obviously demonstrating the solution. Just for your sake, man. You're welcome to stick around, of course, but just wanted to forewarn you. Now there's a bell. Well, we know what bells do in this game, right? Well, MC, I just think we ought to warn people, especially if they're going through their own playthroughs, on stream especially, so something to, like, entertain their viewers. If we're coming up on something that is a really big spoiler that may, depending on their view, their outlook, be a detriment to their experience. Like we did with Seth when she first joined us. Eclipse says, killing the red guy first is a pain in the cookie. By the time you get to him, he's already one attack away from transforming, and Orange Dude is a party pooper. Oh, I appreciate it, Pot. So check it out. We've got 3 monkeys on these folding screens and 1 empty panel. Oh no, I got you, MC. So check it out. Here's our boss. And it's not a joke. This is it. I love these guys so much. And we're into the boss fight straight away. Elusive Hall Bell. A 5-pronged bell made of aged bronze can be used repeatedly. When rung, monkeys and wolves alike are returned to their initial states. However, a monkey caught in the folding screen will not escape, whether the bell is rung or not. So this boss fight is just a straight-up puzzle. It's, not super hard. It is really cool, though. We've been teleported to these beautiful Halls of Illusion. It's one of my favorite arenas in the entire series. And there's a priest here we can speak with. Alright, take care, Eclipse. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope we can see you again sometime soon. And best of luck with the fight. Yeah, the monkey in purple can see, but as long as we stay out of his eyesight, he'll be an easy kill. The one in orange can speak, and if he sees us, he will alert the others. The one in green has phenomenal hearing, and is a pain in the ass to actually find. And yeah, MC says, so yeah, it is the 4 monkeys from the myth. Yes. So he just provides little tips to us. So the monkeys themselves do not attack whatsoever. They're extremely timid and will only run from us. We can use the special characteristics of each of these halls, like the roaring water here, to get the drop on the hearing monkey, if we're so inclined. And the only form of attack they have is to conjure up phantasmal monkeys who will inflict us with terror, which is like an instant kill condition if it builds up a full bar. The noise of the roaring waterfall is deafening. Surely no one can hear anything else in here. MC says, see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil, and do no evil. Yes, yes. Kinda, sorta. Now, they each leave behind glowing footprints and, like, a trail of... well, some kind of perfume, really. First off, we want to set the stage for taking them down. A bare flame in the wind. When it goes out, the place becomes dark as night. Hello, easy way to cheese the seeing monkey. We'll extinguish the flames. Now, actually catching them is actually, gonna be honest, pretty difficult. There's the green one. Can we get him in time? Oh my god. Trying to pinpoint exactly which point you want to swing to mid-jump is a bad time. Just a bad time for all. Where'd he go? Oh, there's the speaking monkey. There he is. Up at the very top of the temple. MC says, Shizaru is the fourth monkey, do no evil, who is sometimes depicted. Oh, and it's associated with genitals. That's... of course it is. So finding the little suckers is actually much harder than cutting them down or even chasing them into areas where they'd be appropriately weak. Oh, well, the speaking monkey was there. But now he's over there? Yeah. If we're careful, we should be able to take him from here. And once one comes down, they'll start spawning others. Lady Underjoy says, lol, monkey chasing. Yeah, this is the boss. This is the entire boss. I think it's really cool, actually. But, can see how some players may not appreciate it. What? Now it's just running around. It's not even seen us. And it's... there you go! Now notice, though, that wasn't a third of the health bar. No, why, that was only a fourth. Yep, there's something more at work here. Where are the others, though? Pot says he loves his monkeys. I find the simian enemies in this game to be really charming. Oh, here's the one that can see, but not in here. That's 2 down. Oh, here's one of the phantasmal monkeys. Now. Oh, another place to take down the... there's the hearing monkey. Okay, so it scurried away down here. Good. Let's see if we can't kite it towards the halls of roaring water. Or is it up on the top of the... Nope, it is just hauling ass. You can also just chase them down if you're so inclined. Ooh. Yeah, we don't want those to connect. Get them. real bad doing this, really. Almost. Oh god, they're calling in an army of them. Oh, what? Is it dead? No. It dove off into a pit, but is not dead, apparently. Okay, nice and easy. Oh my god. Well, okay, where's it running to? Halls of Darkness, that's not where we wanted to lead you, but okay. Oh, that got him. Not the way I wanted to do it, but okay. You'll notice we're missing one, though. But you'll also notice that we've been able to hear the sounds of, like, the monkeys all around us at all times, no matter where we were or where they were relative to us. You'll also notice this trail of footprints trailing behind us. Yep, that last panel on the folding screen wasn't empty. It was depicting the monkey just as he was. And that is one of my favorite bosses in the game, and one of my favorite FromSoft bosses of all time. Just really brilliant in its attempt to change things up. Fun, requires at least a little bit of thought. Not a ton, but a little bit. Quite different, beautiful arena. MC says, I remember the fun moments of Tomb Raider 3, killing monkeys with a rocket launcher, and yeah. MC's right, and yeah, this also represents the mythos. That it does. So the Divine Child, here at Senpo Temple, was being guarded by them. Guarded from the monks, I would imagine. Perfect. And we actually get a battle memory for it, allowing us to become even stronger. The folding screen monkeys guarded the Hall of Illusions and befriended the Divine Child of Revolution. MC says, MC's evil is behind you, following your steps. That, and honestly, that's the one that I, in my initial playthrough, and most players ended up missing for several minutes, just kind of wandering around, because you would see the footprints, right? And as long as the other monkeys were present, including the ones who attack you, you think either, oh, it's one of the others, it's like the seeing, or the hearing monkey, or what have you, or, oh, I guess the cursed monkeys leave footprints behind too, but no. We get another ninjutsu too, and it's my favorite. Puppeteer ninjutsu. Not like Gaara, but like a legitimate puppeteer. This technique temporarily forces one who should have fled this realm to remain. A puppet moves on behalf of its master, but its strings are destined to snap. In other words, granting us a nice little minion for a limited time. So we're not going to carry on and meet the Divine Child of Rejuvenation just yet. She's right in there, as you can see. But we are going to confront that memory to enhance our attack power. The halls of illusion lie on the threshold betwixt life and death. Departed souls of the divine children drift and sway, taking shelter in the monkeys of the temple. Such is why the Divine Child of Rejuvenation speaks of them as friends. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid I'm going to have to leave you for today. It's been a wonderful few hours playing Sekiro. Thank you all so much for joining us. And to the new members of our community, I want to tell you how much I appreciate your presence here, and just thank all of you for joining me today. It's been so much better for, my day has been so much better for all of you being a part of it. If you would care to stick around, and stay up to date on our streaming schedule and engage with a like-minded community of video game enthusiasts, please feel free to drop into our Discord, a permanent link to which should be available in the bio of our Twitch page. We should be live tomorrow after Seth the Overwitch's fantastic Dark Souls stream. We are going to get past Ornstein and Smough, I guarantee you. We'll be back with some more Sekiro, probably completing at least one of the major tasks that stands before us. So remember, we've got to go to the Hidden Valley, or Sunken Valley, I keep getting those confused, to find some kind of flower, and we need to go to Mibu Village to find a stone. We'll do one or the other. Thank you guys so much. MC says I might have another game I'll suggest to play at some point, just because it's wild and very different gameplay. Be sure to let me know, man. Thank you all so much, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye!